Okay, good evening. This is Debbie Davis. It is November 29th, 2023. And I wanted to touch on a couple things that I found that I thought I would just share, just a short video. But just wanted to explain to some people that in case you don't know how the court system works over here, exactly, this justice that is assigned to Trump's case, this Arthur Engoron, I was just looking up some information on him, if he was a Democrat or, when he was put into office or, who appointed him, because it's important to understand that there's every Supreme Court nominee is appointed by the president. So you have to understand that he was appointed as a Supreme Court judge in November 3rd, 2015. And so Obama was president at that time. Obama and Biden was the vice president. So, I just wanted to point that out so people understand that already, of course you're going to be biased because you were appointed by by his opposition, So every Supreme Court judge is appointed by the president at the time. So this judge was appointed by Obama, and that is the issue that we're having just overall in the whole country, and it's kind of what I brought up last time. In the issue that we're having in South Dakota is all of these really corrupt federal judges and sheriffs that were put into office under Obama, and trying to figure out how to get rid of these people, basically, and there's, because even though you have, and then you turn stuff into the Attorney General, and they don't do anything. And like in South Dakota, we turned all the criminal evidence in that we had to the Attorney General at the time in 2017, who was Marty Jackley, and he didn't do anything. So and then there was another guy that got appointed Attorney General, and now Marty Jackley's Attorney General again. So why would I turn anything into Marty Jackley again when he didn't do anything the first time? So in 2017, we turned all the criminal evidence into the Attorney General's office and filed criminal complaints against the sheriff with the Attorney General's office. So with the Attorney General, who was Marty Jackley at the time, and it was this other guy for a while, and then now Marty Jackley is back in as Attorney General, and I don't know why, because he was not a good Attorney General to begin with. So, it's just, people don't know how to run against these people. They have a lot of power and money behind them, and that's what we're up against, Supreme Court justices, Court of Appeals judges, and District Court judges are nominated by the President and confirmed by the United States Senate, as stated in the Constitution of the United States. So that's how, any court justices, Court of Appeals judges, and District Court judges are nominated by the President and the Senate. So, basically, you're dealing with a judge who was appointed by Obama and President Biden, Judge Arthur Engoron. And so, do you think he's going to be biased to Trump? Of course, this isn't going to be any kind of fair thing. That's the whole problem that we're running into in the country, is that, it's just not working. The whole justice system is not working. There's too much corruption overall. And then another thing one thing I wanted to point out, that I've never heard anybody talk about is that I found something online that talks about like, okay, so we have we have this woman named Omar here in Minnesota, Ilhan Omar, and I think a few months back she did finally get booted out of the House of Foreign Affairs Committee, but she just she acts like she blatantly just doesn't even like America, and the people here that are from Somalia and different places that were brought over, we have a big population now of those type of people, and they never caused any problem, and they're really nice people, and they don't even like her, they don't, they like America, and especially the younger generation, they were brought up here and they're just like a completely Americanized now, and they don't like her, they like America, they enjoyed growing up here, and so so she's not liked here, in Minnesota. But I wanted to point something out to people that probably nobody knows, is that there is a law, or there is there's different things that can cause people to be deported. And I was looking this up the other day because I was just involving this human trafficking and these different type of all these different people that are so nasty in these political offices, and they're from these different countries that aren't even from here, and it's just like, who do you think you are coming into our country and being so nasty? And I found this law called moral servitude. Okay, and it's actually you can actually legally deport somebody from the country for moral servitude, crimes of moral servitude. These are the type of things you can legally deport people for, right here. So you can legally deport somebody out of the country for murder, drug offenses, kidnapping, theft, assault, rape, crimes of moral servitude, and that's what nobody is talking about, and that's what I'm going to explain what it is. Fraud, domestic violence, drug smuggling, or manslaughter. Okay, so what is moral servitude? It would be, it's a crime involving moral servitude is a criminal or offensive act that can be defined as vile and or insulting to one's moral compass. Crime of moral servitude is a crime that disrespects or antagonizes societal norms. Vicious, evil intent. So I would say like half of the media, if they're not from here, they should be deported for vicious intent, for the things they say about Trump. Half of, I mean, this could really affect a lot of different people. If you're not legally from this country, you could legally be deported for this reason right here, moral servitude, because you can be deported if you are over here for vicious and evil intent. It says it right on here. Called moral servitude. You can be deported for that if you are found to have vicious, evil intent against the American people. So I mean, I think a lot of people fall under that law, and nobody's talking about it. I think Ilhan Omar falls under that law, and these, and so. But one other thing I wanted to bring up tonight is that I'm just having a very hard time with these merchant companies. A couple of videos ago I talked about the issue that I was having with with this merchant company, Square. Square. A lot of people know what Square is. The Square. The merchant processing company where you put your credit card in and you can run your credit card anywhere. They make it real convenient, and I have that as a merchant processing company. And then went to go run a credit card, and some kind of screen popped up saying they need access to the microphone, and it didn't. It hasn't run the card. It won't run my cards. And Square is owned by Jack Dorsey and Jack Dorsey and some other people, and Jack Dorsey used to own Twitter. But I've had Square for like a year and a half or something now, and I haven't had a problem until recently. So, are you just openly just denying me of my service, of my merchant processing services now because of my videos that I'm doing here? Because then that's what it seems like, because I call customer support, I can't get them to get my processing working again. It's just nothing. I can't run cards and I can't send invoices or anything. Nothing's working, and I can't get them to pick up the phone and let me know what's wrong. Customer service doesn't pick up the phone, and then they'll text you a link saying, we'll text you a link, and then they never get my account back up and running. And so, I have I've had a lot of different issues, and so have other small businesses or different, especially if you're health related or different, things that they don't, certain health products that they don't want, that they fall into some list or something. They, they just make it really hard for you to process, to make sales. And I have had, I've had to go through like 6 different merchant companies, where, I'd catch them, third party fees that were not authorized. I'd be fighting them over, and then they are just unbelievable. It's unbelievable the things I've had to go through with them. And there's absolutely nobody at all that you can contact. There's nobody holding these merchant companies responsible. And they all have the same type of techniques that they use. And it goes all the way up to these big banks. They run them all the same. But you just can't, if somebody, if you have some kind of, fraudulent thing, I had, somebody, they have tried to fraud me out of money without the person even sending back the product, and that's basically just theft. And I said, well, they didn't even send that back, the product. And I'm certainly not going to refund a product that I haven't received back. You want me to refund them their money when they still have the product? And plus, it's not even a real dispute. They're just so fraudulent. I can't believe it. And I'm so sick of dealing with this type of thing. And it's just been multiple different merchant companies I've had these issues with. And I had, one friend of mine, Canrola, had like $5,000 in fraud a couple of years ago. And the merchant companies took the customer side, and he was, I don't know what the outcome was completely there, but he lost like thousands of dollars because they just automatically take the customer's side. And it is very, they just have a very bizarre setup for the whole, the whole thing is, and then you can't get a hold of customer service. It's like an hour hold sometimes. So this is just something, I don't know if, I don't know if anybody else is experiencing these type of things. I know some other friends of mine are, but I have had tons and tons of problems. And, so if I can't take credit cards, then I have to, go with, other means, to try to get money. And of course most people, it's very inconvenient. And so, it's like they're purposely trying to make it very inconvenient for me to make sales. And I've had this happen for years now. And I'm just so sick of this, and so it was even on on the CBN, Christian Broadcast Network. They actually did bring this whole subject up. I'm gonna I'll try to find that link, but they started talking about it because there were people starting to talk about how they feel that they're being targeted. There was Christian conservatives. Yeah, it seems like they are targeting Christian conservative businesses, and these merchant companies, and they'll just find ways to cancel you or something. So that's what CBN had a special on it, and so I'll see if I can find that link. But it was several different companies that have some kind of businesses that are some kind of like Christian conservative, and they were being canceled by these merchant companies. So I've been canceled, I've been frauded, and they are definitely doing targeting. There's definitely a targeting over here, and it's very unprofessional because my business has nothing to do with my political beliefs, and I've had this business since 2007, and what is, and how can it's very unprofessional for a business to just blatantly, obviously, just be politically targeting somebody. And that's exactly what I feel like is happening to me. And so I just wanted to bring that up because I'm going to see if I can find that link that the CBN was talking about it. And this really needs to be brought up because I just can't seem to get anywhere. They don't pick up the phone. I've had this happen over and over and over again with multiple different merchant companies. Costing me, I can't take credit cards. So then, you have to find different, so I lose sales. So, no, people don't want to send in money orders or, Venmo and then I had an issue with PayPal too. So then I haven't used PayPal in a while. So, it's a problem. It's a problem. I'm being targeted by these companies and for my, Christian conservative views or whatever they are doing. And I'm very upset about it, and I can't seem to get any resolution of this issue. It just keeps happening over and over and over again. I try a different merchant company, the same thing happens. I'll catch them on some kind of fraudulent fee, or just something happens, every time, or I can't get a hold of customer service, or it's just been over and over and over again. They're fine for a while, and then something happens, and then I'll try another one, and then, so anyway, I don't know if other people are going through the same thing, but I have certainly had a horrible time. And many other people are, some other people are just flat out getting canceled by these merchant companies. So yeah, I've been mostly just frauded out of money. So anyway, okay, just wanted to do this short video tonight.